time of the gentleman is yielded back. The time of the gentleman has expired, and I will recognize myself to address the amendment. I regret that I have to ask, but strongly ask the members to oppose this amendment. I am very sympathetic to his interest, the gentleman's interest in the United States gaining access to one of the world's worst nuclear proliferators. But this amendment is a mistake. In the bill, well, let me put it this way, the General's amendment is either exactly the same or very similar to an amendment that I believe he co-sponsored with Congresswoman Harman of California. We have put into our bill, in serious part occasioned by the Harman legislation, a provision which prohibits I'm just want to make sure I'm reading it right. Section 206, limitation on U.S. military assistance to Pakistan, and I'm going to just take a moment to read it. None of the funds authorized to be appropriated for military assistance to Pakistan for fiscal year 2011, which is the first year it could apply, and it's the same as the gentleman's, or each fiscal year thereafter, may be obligated or expended if the President has not made the determinations described in B. And B, a determination by the President at the beginning of each fiscal year that the government of Pakistan is continuing to cooperate with the United States in efforts to dismantle supplier networks relating to the acquisition of nuclear weapons-related materials, including, as necessary, providing access to Pakistani nationals associated with such networks. Before additional security systems go, the President has to make that determination. I've spoken with Congresswoman Harman about this issue. I would guess 14 times. We fly the same planes back and forth from California every week. She thinks that our language is the right way to move ahead. There is great pressures on us to take out the language we have in the bill, but making specific reference to AQ-CON in the legislation is a mistake because of the consequences in terms of building the relationship of partnership and trust that we want to build with Pakistan to take on this mission. Everyone knows what we're talking about in our condition. Pointing the finger, even at someone as notorious and appropriate to have a finger pointed at as AQ-CON, creates a reaction that undermines what we want to do. It doesn't further it. I'm with the spirit of what the gentleman wants to do. I would have done what he did if I thought it would be more likely for us to gain access to that individual. I don't for a moment think naming him makes it more likely. It may not be very likely anyway. We'll find out. But what I do know is if we name him specifically in this bill, it will be much less likely. And so I would urge my colleagues here to, as difficult it is, I think it's very important to oppose this amendment and yield back the balance of